Hey you guys, it's me, Nessa D, on the revamp of V. I am on a break and I'm sitting quietly in a empty part of a certain place. And anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hey. And I wanted to say that this is a response to Daryl Ann Sanford's video she did a few days ago, maybe even a week ago, on self-esteem. She had asked what we thought about self-esteem and why, excuse me, some of us women stay with men or deal with men who are abusive. And I thought about this for quite a while, how I would respond. Eventually, I will be going into this type of conversation and talk later on in my page, because I personally experienced and went through a very abusive relationship a few years ago that God blessed me to get out of. Let me say in short, I don't have a lot of time on this, but what I wanted to say is self-esteem begins at the moment of conception. I do believe that when a mom is, what's that sound? Sorry guys. When a mom is carrying their child, the way the mother treats her body, her mind, and her spirit has a lot to do with I would like to say the chemical balance, the physiological balance of how that little girl or boy is going to feel about themselves. And as mommy carries a child who she allows in her life or is forced to be around in her life, also has a lot to do with how that child is going to view themselves as they're being nurtured in the womb and even after birth. I think sometimes as Black women, we are trained either subconsciously or consciously to feel that we're lucky to get a Black man in this day and age. I think a lot of times we are taught that we're too strong, we're too hard, so that when we are in a relationship, we need to cower down, quiet down in order to allow the man to be the man. And it's a very backwards thought. It's a very backwards way of thinking. And it gets in the way of what I like to say pure growth of a woman. A strong man should not be afraid of an assertive woman, should not be offended by a woman who knows what she wants or needs, should not be offended by a woman who doesn't allow anyone to abuse them, including their lover, husband, or whatever it may be, including bosses, people on the street. It shouldn't be a problem. But what I wanted to say is we have to be taught to love ourselves. We're taught about, we're born with innate, instincts of what we need: food, water, clothing, shelter. Well, food, water, and shelter, and then clothing because of the environment. But we're not born, hey, guess what? We're not born like this. Oh, love yourself. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. And that goes on as a baby most of the time. But what happens when a child is 5, 6, 7, 8, 15, 20 years old and they start making mistakes, or they begin to be compared to other people, compared to their siblings, compared to their classmates, compared to TV, society, even compared to their parents, from other people in their family and from their own siblings and other parents in their lives. What are we feeding our children is the question. And I think once we realize what we're feeding our children, then we will start to really understand why women put up with abusive relationships. So I guess that's the beginning. And I can go on, but I think that would be my initial response to that, Ms. Daryl Ann. For me, in my case, I was raised to be very sufficient, self-sufficient, be able to support myself, to take care of myself physically, mentally, but I wasn't taught to take care of myself emotionally. And it wasn't on purpose, but it was just something that was not taught in our home. Take care of yourself emotionally. I actually gave that power to my partner, my ex. And he, being a damaged person, being a formerly abused person in several ways, took advantage of that. And we loved each other, but he didn't know how to treat me, and I didn't know how to tell him how to treat me without feeling guilty about it. And eventually our marriage spiraled into a divorce. But that's a kind of a short explanation. But as I came out of that relationship, I had to regain myself again. I find out who I really was again. And I'm a much better, healthier person, and I feel like I'm just becoming alive within the last 5 years of my life. So so I can talk about that later, but I just wanted to respond to that. In my opinion, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm sure there's more opinions and more to add to it. And but that's my opinion, Miss Darlena, and I hope you're okay with that. Okay, so I will talk to y'all later. I need to get off my break and go back to what I'm doing. And this is Nessa D on the revamp of the. By the way, tomorrow is the Bakersfield hair show up here in Central California. My sister and I are going. We're going to do a girls' evening and just have a great time. But I just wanted to come on and say hello. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.